Hello my dear Armenians, these are the news from Western Armenia, especially for you. Armenak Abrahamyan's message on family, soldiers and state duty. Pope Leo XIV's tribute to the Armenian people. Vera Narimanyan, who lost her 6- and 3-year-old children in blockaded Artsakh. Deep condolences from Western Armenia for our deputy. A fire has started in occupied Artsakh. According to Azerbaijan's constitution, 60% of Eastern Armenia is declared part of Baku. This behavior is pure servility, says Jamalyan. 105 years ago, Soviet Azerbaijan recognized the right of Artsakh Armenians to self-determination. In an interview with Western Armenia TV, President Armenak Abrahamyan said that the family is the foundation of the state. If the state does not support families, their problems, social needs and stability, then it cannot expect families to raise children and future soldiers. He said every child is not only their parents' child, but also a child of the state. If families don't receive help, the future of the society is at risk. He warned that without strong support for families, the country will not have enough soldiers or a strong next generation. He also reminded that Armenians lost more than 2 million people in history, so today the state must create better conditions for families to grow and feel safe to have more children. His main idea, a strong state comes from strong families, and strong families need real state support and protection. On November 30, 2025, Pope Leo XIV visited the Armenian Apostolic Cathedral in Constantinople at the end of his trip to Turkey. Patriarch Sahak II welcomed him warmly. The Pope praised the Armenian people for their strong Christian faith shown through many tragic times. Church relations. The Pope created the close friendship between the Catholic Church and the Armenian Apostolic Church. He reminded that in 1967, the Armenian Church was the first Eastern Church to exchange the kiss of peace with the Pope, and the first joint statement was made in 1917. He spoke about Christian unity, saying it should come not by forcing people, but by sharing the gifts of Holy Spirit. He also honored Armenian saints, especially Nerses the Graceful. A message of hope for Western Armenians. For Armenians of Western Armenia who lived through exile, loss of land, and painful memories, the Pope's words felt like strong moral support. Even without using the word genocide, his mention of Armenia's tragic history was understood as respect for their suffering. Diplomatic and symbolic meaning. The visit is seen as soft diplomacy, encouraging reconciliation between Turkey and Armenia and supporting Christian minorities in Turkey. It also shows the desire of Catholic and Eastern churches to grow closer in friendship and respect. Symbolically, it reminds the world of the long Christian history of the Armenian people and their survival through persecution and diaspora. The Pope's presence gives new attention to this heritage. Recognition and memory. For groups seeking international recognition of the 1894 to 1923 genocide, the Pope's gesture has moral value and brings renewed global attention to Armenian suffering and the need for justice and remembrance. In 2022, during the blockade of Artsakh, Vera Narimanyan lost her 2 young children. Her surviving daughter, now 10-year-old, is still living in a care center in Syunik, and Vera has been trying to bring her home. Vera bought a house in Ararat region and has a job, but officials still do not allow her to take her daughter back. They tell her to live in Sisian for 6 months, but she cannot because her work and home are in Artashat. She last saw her daughter in December last year and only speaks to her by phone. Vera says she feels alone and does not know what else to do. I'm a mother too. My daughter is 10 years old. I want her to be with me and grow up by my side. With deep sorrow, Western Armenia announces the passing of the mother of Karine Manukyan, a member of the National Assembly. Her death is a great loss for her family and the whole community. The government and the parliament of Western Armenia sends their sincere condolences and prayers, wishing strength and comfort to the family. A fire broke out in a mountainous area of occupied Kharvajar and spread toward Kashatagh. Strong winds and the difficult landscape are making firefighting harder, but efforts continue. Military expert David Jamalyan said that according to Azerbaijan's constitution, 60% of Armenia's territory is declared as Azerbaijani land. He believes Armenian civil society members who traveled to Baku should have raised this issue along with the problem of Armenian prisoners kept there. He said these people do not represent Armenian interests and are found by Western grants to spread pro-Azerbaijani ideas. He also noted that anti-Armenian policy in Azerbaijan continues, giving the example that a street in occupied Shushi was named after Enver Pasha. On November 30, 1920, Soviet Azerbaijan's Revolutionary Committee announced that all borders disputes with Armenia were resolved. They declared that Nagorno-Karabakh, Zangezur, and Nakhichevan were part of Soviet Armenia. Later, on December 1, another declaration clearly stated that Artsakh's people were given full right to self-determination. These decisions were published in newspapers in Yerevan and Baku at the time. The next highlights that this historical document proves that Soviet Azerbaijan officially recognized Artsakh right to decide its own future. This constructs with Prime Minister Nikol Pashinyan's 2023 statement saying that Azerbaijan's 86,600 km includes Nagorno-Karabakh. If you have any questions or want to learn more, you can visit our official link. Thank you for watching. See you tomorrow.